What's up, guys? I know it's been a minute, and reason being is because there's nothing to vlog over here. Okay, everything is closing down. Everything is still closed. There's because we're still in a pandemic, of course. So I haven't really been able to explore Toronto as much as I like to. Right? I just honestly been working and go to the grocery store. But I thought I'd change it up a bit just because I've been really proud of my whole goal setting sessions that I've been having. Wanted to make this video to hopefully maybe inspire you guys or even motivate you guys to make your goals for 2021, just because 2020 hasn't been the best, but we can only go up from here, right? So I just want to share my tips, what's been working for me, what hasn't been working for me from the past, just because I think this whole system that I have right now is pretty mint. So before I get started, I just want to say that I'm not a productivity coach, right? I'm not a goal setting coach. I'm just a guy that listens to podcasts and got some tips from friends and family. And I pretty much combine them both into pretty much my system. I feel like there is a system like this, but I guess might as well share it with you guys just to help motivate you guys. I think the first important step to what to do before goal setting is to vision yourself, how you see yourself in 5 years. And the reason why I say 5 years is just because you want to be able to have goals that build up to how you vision yourself in 5 years, right? And so one thing that I did was actually, I know Jim Carrey did this. He wrote himself a check for X amount of dollars and then by this amount. And then he was actually able to cash in that check. And so one thing that I did was in 5 years, just an example, I actually wrote my streams of income that I want to have, my annual salary, how I see myself impacting the world, what kind of relationship am I having, am I financially stable, all that stuff. That's what the stuff that I envision. And I think a good important aspect of having a vision is to write it down. Lately here in Toronto, I don't know what it is, but I've been kind of journaling, right? So I just pretty much write down my thoughts, my goals for the week, or my future goals all in here, just so it's more official, right? Just because I'm putting more action to it. And I am a firm believer of if you vision it, it'll come true. You know what I mean? If you put your mind to it, basically it'll come true. So I guess the first step is to vision yourself in 5 years and then write it down in a notebook. Second step is pretty much organize your thoughts, right? And so that goes down to writing it down. When you write it down, you're able to organize everything. Because I know a lot of people have all these ideas oh, I want to have this, I want to have this, I want to do this, I want to do this. But once you start writing things down and once you vision yourself in 5 years, you'll be able to see hey, does this step add up to my 5-year goal? No? Okay, it's not that important, right? And so once you see all these thoughts and ideas on piece of paper, and then you can actually start relating it to your 5-year goal, right? And so that's what I've been doing. I've been okay, I had an idea of a podcast, but I'm that's not important as I want. That does have an impact, but not for this year. So write down your thoughts, and then this could be your health goals, financial goals, steps you need to do to reach that goal, right? And so for my example, so one of my goals is to teach people how to do SEO, because that's one of the things that I'm pretty passionate about. So next step that I recommend for your goal setting is to make them SMART goals. And what I mean by that is pretty much make them specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound, right? And so you want to pretty much, long story short, make them detailed. An example of this would be, I'm going to have this many clients for this service by this date. And so let's break it down. It's specific, it's nice and detailed, it's measurable. How many clients, right, is the measure. And for the attainable, is it attainable to get these many clients for these many services? Yes or no? Relevant, does it relate to your 5-year vision? And then last, time bound, for the date. Pretty much how I see it is the date is pretty much kind of like a deadline. And when you have a deadline, you're constantly you're putting effort into it. But in this case, I say, if you do miss your timeline, it's just showing okay, I'm a bit behind. What can I do to catch this up? Just to keep yourself accountable. Next tip I'm going to have is don't have too many goals. From my personal experience, past years, right, I would write my goals down and it'd be 10 to 15. And then I'd be I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a kick-ass year. Right? I'm going to do so many things, right? But then when you look back at it, you only end up doing maybe 5 things. And then you pretty much kind of get discouraged, oh, I only did this many. I kind of got the idea from this book. It's basically Productivity Planner by Intelligent Change. I highly recommend it. I pretty much use this as a religion. It just pretty much helps you organize your tasks and then pretty much saying like, okay, maximum of 5 tasks per day. It's more attainable, it's more easier to get. I think a good number is 3 to 5 goals, just because you're not spreading your energy all over 10 to 15, spending your energy on just fewer, right? So you can get those more done more efficiently. Another tip that I do recommend to help you stay motivated for your goals is to pretty much figure out your why. And what I mean by that is, why are you having this goal? It's good to always have your what, but I believe when you find your why, you're going to be more motivated. You're going to have more drive to accomplish that. You know what I mean? Why do you want to achieve this goal? I want to be filthy rich. For it to be better, I think if you find more of a personal reason, just for example, my why, I want to be that person that my nephew and nieces and hopefully children look up to. And so that why basically is like pretty much like my driving force, pretty much the fire within, like, okay, I gotta do this, right? Like I want them to look up to me. I want to be pretty much a role model. And I think once you find like that why, like that personal why, then I believe that you're going to be more motivated to do it. Sometimes it can be materialistic, like, hey, I want to buy the fanciest car, like that. Like if that drives you, then do that. Once you figure out your why, you'll be more motivated and more excited to achieving your goals. Next step is to write down what your blessings and what you're thankful for. And I got this from a friend. And I think this is a good one because say that you're not thankful for what you have right now, then why should you receive anything else? You know what I mean? For you to have the mentality to receive more things. Like, I'm thankful for this, all my blessings for this. And it's basically like, if you were to give someone $20 and they're not grateful for it, like, are you going to give them another 20? Probably not, right? If they're stingy about it, you're like, no, fuck you. Like, you're not going to give them another 20 if they're not thankful for it. And that's what I took out of it, right? So like, if I'm thankful for everything that I have for right now, then I'd be more willing to receive more things and be more thankful. Next step or tip, however you want to take it, is write what you love about yourself. Now, this is a good one because it basically like gives you the foundation and the confidence that you are able to achieve these goals, right? Like if you think like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do that, then obviously you're not going to be able to. Like you pretty much have to give like yourself that confidence that you are going to kick ass, that you are going to achieve these goals. And so when you write down this stuff, it gives you reassurance like, yeah, you know what? I am pretty fucking awesome. And then it just gives you the foundation and gives you the confidence. Just go for them, you know, like, and it helps you take more risks. I guess next tip is to rank your goals in priority. So what I mean by this is from your 3 to 5 goals that you have, rank them in how badly you want to accomplish them. And so like from this book, like it's pretty much like if you were to complete only one task for that day, would you be happy with it, right? So that's how you pretty much put priority of your goals or importance of goals. So if you were to accomplish only one goal for that year, would you be happy with that year? That's the way I did it. And so pretty much what I did is rank them from 1st to 5th. So 1st basically is if I would only accomplish that one goal, I'd be happy with my whole year. 2nd makes it even better. 3rd, 4th, 5th pretty much are icing on the cake. It allows you to prioritize your energy and focus of where exactly to put energy into your which goals. Next tip is going to have an accountability buddy. This one is a good one just to help keep each other accountable, right? So what me and my friend did is like we're sharing our goals right now, like that we plan for 2021. And then we pretty much give each other ideas. Some of these tips I actually got from him. And then what we're planning to do is actually discuss or touch base on a weekly basis, just on every Sunday, just to see what we did. And then maybe like, oh, what can we do for this week? And the whole accountability thing, like just to keep each other like, okay, like what can you do to help you achieve this? Like what can I do to help you achieve this, right? Just to have yourself a support system. And you basically want to give each other tips. So with the whole accountability buddy, it allows you to get support from each other, but then also accomplish your own goals. My goals and his are really different, but at the same time, we're still there to support each other and to give any tips that we may need, any recommendations that they could take. Pretty much help them keep going forward. My final tip that I had was to have incentives when you complete a goal. With this tip, it's pretty much like rewarding yourself of completing these goals. Pretty much I have like, since I have 5 goals, I have 5 different incentives, 5 different like levels of rewards, and they do get bigger and bigger and bigger for each goal that I accomplish. And then of course you want to create these goals that excite you. It can be materialistic stuff if that does excite you, but for me, like my main goal is like, okay, a trip to New York or a resort, depending on if the pandemic is more controlled. But yeah, create incentives that actually excite you, right? If you don't accomplish it, don't do it just because that beats the whole purpose of it. Only do that incentive or reward once you complete that goal. Mentioned before, I'm not a productivity coach, nor am I a goal setting coach. I'm not a goal setting expert. Some of these things might not work for you. Play around with it, right? Because I did get these ideas from podcasts, pretty much steps that I've done in the past that what worked or what hasn't worked, and pretty much put into a bigger picture. Pretty much like these things that I've done have given me excitement to try and accomplish goals, to pretty much try and improve. These steps, these goals have pretty much given me a great foundation of excitement, and they actually help me keep motivated to try and accomplish these goals and to pretty much help me meet myself in 5-year vision. So follow these steps if you like, but maybe leave a comment below just to see what your recommendations are for goal setting, or how do you stay motivated for achieving your goals. I would love to hear your guys' insights, just because everyone has different inputs, and that's how pretty much everyone grows from each other. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's go crush our goals for 2021. Love, keep, fuck,